Hey everybody, Marcia here. I am back today with another scrapbook process video for my creative scrapbook. Today I am working with the October main kit, and this kit featured the Paige Evans New Garden Shoppe collection from American Crafts. I wanted to create a mixed media background. The photo that I'm scrapping today is my son and his girlfriend when they dressed up as hippies last year for Halloween. And she is wearing a daisy headband. So there's a daisy pattern paper in this collection that when I was going through my photos trying to decide what to scrapbook, when I saw her daisy headband, I knew I had to use that photo for a layout here with this daisy paper. Because it is a picture of them as hippies, I wanted to incorporate a mixed media background and bring out some of the colors from the photo, the orange and the yellow from the photo. But I also wanted to tie it in with the green from that daisy pattern paper, this green background. So I pulled out my magicals and I decided on 3 different colors. I am using an orange and a green from the Haunted Halloween set, and then I am using a yellow from the Beauty Screw Dropout set. Now the yellow is a flat magical, so it doesn't have any sparkle in it, but I didn't think it would matter all that much here to mix the two. A lot of times when I'm working with magicals, I will just put the powder directly on the paper and then spray it with water. Sorry for the scrap room kitty interruption there. That was a close call. She almost ran right across my mixed media background here with the wet pigment on my paper. I could have had paw prints on here. Alright, so I was saying I wanted to do something a little different here with my magicals. And I want it to be a little bit more controlled since I have 3 different colors here. I didn't want the colors to run all that much because green running into orange would give me brown, and I really don't want brown on here. I wanted my distinct colors. So I'm using an H2O pen. This pen has water in it so that I can watercolor more or less these magical colors on. So I started off by spraying my white cardstock with some water. Now I am using Vicki Boutin's foundation paper here for my mixed media background. I also use a double weight basil sometimes with mixed media. The heavier cardstock is the key here. I spritz the cardstock with water first, and then I'm using the packaging technique with my magicals to apply it to the paper. I spritz some water on a piece of plastic here, and with my H2O pen, because it's wet, if I dip it in the powder pigment, I can mix it then with the water and use that for applying to my white background. I started off with the yellow and then I went to the orange, and these 2 colors can overlap just fine. I did add a little bit of yellow to the orange to lighten it up a bit. It was a very red orange to begin with, so I softened that up a bit. Let that dry a little bit before I went in with the green, so that would help avoid getting brown. After applying the green, I did go back and kind of use my brush as a watercolor to fill in the pigment in a few places. Lots of times when you're using mixed media, your paper will tend to curl. What I did here is after applying the magicals and letting it dry, I ran this background paper that I created through my Heidi Swap Mink laminator. So the heat from the laminator will help to straighten out that background paper. Then I was ready to apply some daisies to my layout using a Vicky Bouton stencil and some texture paste from Faber-Castell. It's a pearlescent texture paste, so I can add some dimension to my layout, and it will repeat the white daisy pattern that I am looking for. Kind of has a metallic sheen to it. Like I said, it was pearlescent, so it's not quite white, but I think it still works, and I really love how this turned out. I mounted my photo on some foam tape and also used some recycled chipboard behind my photo to help reinforce it. So I'm layering my photo on top of a dark green pattern paper from the Garden Shoppe collection, and then I am layering that on this orange paper with some circles in it. Those patterns just remind me of the 60s and 70s, the hippie era, and the wild patterns and things that they used to wear. And they pull in the colors from the photo and from my mixed media background and the pattern paper daisy that I used at the top and bottom of my layout. So now it's time to add some embellishments. I fussy cut a whole bunch of flowers from this collection. There are several different pattern papers that I ended up fussy cutting. This is actually my fourth layout that I am doing with this collection, so I needed to fussy cut a few more flowers. So you will see me try to do that very quickly here. I did some journaling on one of the die cut ephemera pieces and put it to the right of my photo. And then I added a sticker truck on here underneath it. The truck with the flowers in the back I thought had that hippie vibe going. I also pulled out a flower sticker to put on the opposite side of my photo. I cut a whole bunch of the tags out of the pattern paper thinking I could use them to tuck behind photos and add some more layers. So I'm using another tag here on the top of my photo, and I put an eyelet in the hole in the top so that I could put some string through it, some twine, and not have to worry about the pattern paper ripping. So I got out my old eyelet setter and did some pounding there and then came back. There was slight interruption there in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut out some more of these large flowers from the pattern paper so that I could tuck it in the corner here. I did fussy cut out some of the daisies too, so you can see I arranged a few of them in the corner. I just want to fill in a little bit there in the lower left. I have some die cut leaves that I cut out with my Silhouette Cameo using a cut file that was from a previous My Creative Scrapbook kit. Cut it out of a variety of different pattern papers, so I have the different colors, the green, the orange, the pink, and for this layout I decided to pull in that darker green color again and use those dark green leaves then to add a little bit more interest into this floral cluster. There are some foam stickers that are part of the collection that came included with the kit. I pulled off a heart here. It kind of ties in with the rose gold color around the edge of that die cut journal tag that I used. I have the same color then in the heart on the opposite side of my photo, and then I put in another heart underneath the truck. I wanted to add at least one more daisy here, so I'm very quickly trying to fussy cut out another daisy. So when you're fussy cutting, a smaller scissors works better. The ones that I'm using here are cutter bee scissors. They're very sharp. My husband steals these all the time. It drives me crazy. He likes these scissors very much too. So a smaller scissors will work better when you're trying to maneuver around tight corners and curves. I'm going to pop some of these floral cutouts with foam tape to add some dimension. So now I have a title to work on. I grabbed a set of thickers from a previous My Creative Scrapbook kit. I decided that I would use Groovy Man for my title. So I'm arranging the thickers on a ruler, and once I have them on a ruler, I can move them to my layout as a word, and holding the top down, I can pull the bottom of my ruler away, and they almost always will stick in place without having to manipulate them very much. I really like that because I can move stuff around on my layout and then truly decide where I want it to go on my layout before I commit myself to sticking the title down. So I'm quickly adding a few more things here, another foam heart sticker, a Better Together sticker, and because I want to pop that up with some foam tape, I'm adding some baby powder behind it. So there is my layout. Thank you so much for stopping by. Be sure to check out all of the kits from My Creative Scrapbook. They do a wonderful job putting the kits together. This main kit, again, features the Paige Evans Garden Shoppe collection. They do have 3 other kits as well. They have a creative kit, a limited edition kit, and an album kit. Go check them all out. There is something for everyone. Bye bye now.